Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the channel. Let's get into the next topic. Now, this 77-year-old woman lived without electricity. Do you hear what I'm saying? She lived without electricity for 77 years. She's now 80 years old, yo. Now, little quick story, man. I remember I was doing a humanitarian mission. There you go, mission. Y'all know I can't really talk that well. I was in Afghanistan. This was like 2009, 2010. The chaplain wanted to go to a village to give clothes and food and just other things, right? So I was part of the PSD team, which is an escort security team. And the village was way in the mountains, like off the grid, yo. We went out there. Let me tell you something. They were living like how they were living in the biblical times, like Jesus and Moses and shit. They were living just like that. Mind you, now this is 2009, 2010. All right. We got electricity, we got technology, we got all type of shit going on. All right. They still living like Moses, Paul II and shit, Jesus. I'm telling you, man, I'm not lying. The clothes was just like Jesus and Paul and all of them, John and all of them. All right, the sandals, the chancletas, all that. I'm for real, right? No electricity. They drinking water out of like pots they made themselves. All right, carrying shit. They house is made of like clay, mud, trees and stuff like that. All right, you see lots of donkeys and shit pulling stuff around. I swear, I seen this shit with my own eyes, man. I was in awe. I said, yo, this is amazing that people could live like this. I don't know if I could do it. Now, I've been in the field before, all right? Slept on the ground, slept in the tent, on a cot for weeks. I have. But, you know, you still got your little phone for technology and shit, so you still kind of feel a little modernized, you know what I mean? Even though you out there sleeping on a cot in the tent. It's different than being in your crib, but it ain't that extreme like the story I'm telling y'all. All right, so an 80-year-old elder, Victoria Benally, 77 years she lived without electricity, is receiving her first home through a $14 million initiative funded by the American Rescue Plan Act. She is one of 84 disadvantaged elders of the Navajo Nation who were chosen to receive this benefit. Round of applause to the elder. All right. When I use the word deserve, I use it very little, because nobody don't deserve nothing. It's all about work. You earn it. But this woman deserved this because of the fact of she is part of the Navajo Nation, all right? And then this plan, this act by the American Rescue Plan Act chose her, all right? And plus she was living without water and electricity, well, just electricity, excuse me, for 77 years, all right? The project was managed by the Navajo-Hopi Land Commission and launched in the spring of 2025, all right? So this is something that was created by her own people because she is a Navajo elder. So basically, they created this, her people, and they taking care of their people. That's what the fuck I'm talking about, all right? You create something for your people and you utilize the money to take care of your people, all right? Not like Black Lives Matter, where they created something for Black lives and they used it on themselves to fucking create businesses and mansions and shit for their own self, and they don't give a fuck about the community. See the difference? All right? See the difference? You create something for your people and you utilize the money for your people, not for you. All right? Pay attention. All right? Pay attention. All right? So the initiative has already delivered 75 homes, with the remaining few expected shortly. All right? For most of her life, we talking about Victoria here. All right? For most of her life, she lived in a one-room shack with dirt floors in Arizona. She used the same propane stove for cooking for 4 decades. Her former home lacked a fully shutting door and relied on thin material to block the wind from gaps in the windows. I'm so happy for her. She could live the remaining years she has on this planet in a nice modern home. And y'all just imagine if you lived like this, right? In a little shack, dirt floors, no electricity, okay? Got to get your own water, no TV, no phone, just you and the earth and God. I'm telling you, man. When I was in Afghanistan, this is how these folks was living, man. Real shit, man. All right? Shout out to the act. What was the act again? American Rescue Plan Act, all right, for the Navajo Nation. Shout out to them, man. Shout out to the project was managed by the Navajo-Hopi Land Commission. That's what the fuck I'm talking about, man. You raise money for something to help your people, and when you get the money, you utilize it to help your people. Not like Black Lives Matter. I'm going to say it again. Yep, I am. Not like Black Lives Matter that fucking get all this money, right? And then you would think, you know what? Let's go ahead and put it back into the community. We could create jobs, programs, help people who are in low income housing, get them houses. Nope. They used it for themselves and created businesses for themselves and started living in big ass mansions and yada yada yada. Now they ass is facing prison time. Good for them motherfuckers. Fuck them all. All right. But good job helping this woman out. And you know what? I'm going to do a story about that Black Lives crap. All right. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment. And y'all enjoy the news clip, because you know they more professional than me. I put a lot of excitement and profanities in my shit. All right. Salute. Peace.
Victoria Benally has lived most of her 80 years in this one-room shack near Tonalea. Her floors are dirt patched with scraps of carpet. Her windows are stuffed with cloth to keep out the bugs and breeze. And until just 3 years ago, she didn't even have electricity.
Her house is literally a shack. When she got electricity, she was finally able to get a refrigerator.
Angelina Nez is a Navajo advocate who helped bring power to this remote area in 2022. She remembers the comfort and excitement it brought to her own mother.
She planned a movie party with her friends to watch a George Strait movie that everybody loves.
But life in Preston Mesa near Tonalea is still isolated and hard. Even ambulances can't reach Benally's house.
Impassable if you don't have a four-wheel drive.
But now change is coming. Benally is one of 84 elders receiving a new modular home, paid for through $14 million from the American Rescue Plan Act.
These homes mean, stability, dignity, and hope for our Navajo people.
Since April, 75 homes have been delivered across Navajo Nation, but getting them to remote areas like this one is a challenge.
We have to bring some resources to build out or fix the road.
The homes come with plumbing hookups, but many people like Benally still don't have running water. She lives in an area which was part of the Bennett Freeze, a federal restriction that barred construction and improvements on much of the Navajo Nation. For more than 40 years, families were not allowed to build or upgrade homes, leaving deep scars in several communities.
And with the ARPA funding, we're finally correcting those injustices.
Nez reached out to President Boo Nygren's administration and gave staff a tour of Benally's living conditions. After a lifetime in a shack, she'll soon have bedrooms, a bathroom, and a real kitchen.
We're hoping that we can get it to her before winter because, like I said, her living conditions right now probably isn't going to make it through another winter.
Kyle Simchuk, 12 News.